just the way we do business, the way we look at our data, the way we look at our reporting has just changed.
It was so easy to use. Even non-accounting type people were able to use the product.
Why spend your time manipulating a spreadsheet? You can use that same time to do something more meaningful.
Couldn't do it without them.
Hi, and welcome to Synoptics Demo. Today is going to be a brief introduction into what Synoptics can do for your organization, as well as cover some of the things that we may introduce you to later when we do an in-depth demo. Now, to start us off today, I'm going to take you right into the product to show you why we're able to help so many organizations, because we remove dependencies on IT and get started with a real-time connection. All right, let's go ahead and dive into what Synoptics does for you. So one of the main benefits of Synoptics is that we do allow you to use a direct connection to your ERP and bring that to the power of a self-service portal. So here you can see that we use the browser. Now the browser is important for us because we want every single person in your organization who needs information to be able to get it very easily. Now this is customized so that you can have only those reports that are applicable to each person. And so that makes it very nice. So no matter the size of your business, you're going to be able to scale. You're going to be able to take a look at things as needed, as well as filter out anything that you don't. So each one of these can be very, very customized. Now for our product, I want to make sure that you understand that we can do so many things for so many businesses, but what we want to do is help you out with what your needs are. So today I'll be going over some examples. So not only will you be able to do a self-service portal here where you can look at reports that you may need and also be able to very easily see the report and run it, but you'll also be able to view the report right here in an HTML format. These reports are wonderful because we want to make sure that you have access to look at things in multiple time periods and that you can see things like variances and notes very easily. Now, outside of that, we can also look at things like cash flow, which is very important for us right now. Our goal is to increase your visibility, but making it so easy to do that anyone in your organization can create their own reports if needed. Now, when we take a look at these things, let's say we have a question. One of the nice things about Synoptics is that you can dive right in and look at the drill down of what makes up that balance. Now, when you drill into it, you're going to be able to see what falls below it. You can collapse the higher levels and you can go through and actually look at these things. Now, when you go through these things, you're going to get to a point where you're going to see an invoice, you're going to see customer information, you're going to be able to really sort this in the way that makes sense to you, and you can play around with this very much like a pivot table. You can bring things around, make sure that they're organized in the way that gets you the best answers. And as Synoptics is made to really help you collaborate, we're also going to give you the opportunity to ask questions, start a conversation, include supporting documents, and talk to those that need to have that information. Now, this is, of course, only a small way to answer questions, but it keeps everything in a single place. There's no need to be looking through your email to find out what's going on, and it allows you to also organize this information so at the end of the year, you know exactly what to plan for. Now, information is also viewable graphically. So if you wanted to create a group of KPIs that make sense to you, in our case, we've just organized 4 here at the top that help us keep track of the things that are important to us. It's simple, it makes it easy for anyone to be able to look at things and also dynamically interact. So if we were taking a look at our earnings before interest and tax and we wanted to see trends a little easier, maybe we might move this to a line chart. We can also interact with things so that if we wanted to find out what's behind the number, just because it's graphic, it is a graphic, doesn't mean that it won't be easy to dive right in. So here we go, we can see all the things behind that. Now, we can do dashboards, we can do graphs, but what's really important is being able to easily build this information. Anyone can show you an amazing graph or report, but can you really make it easy to make? Well, that's what Synoptics specializes in. So let's take a look at some of the things that we can do. Now here's our application. This launches very similarly to what you would do with Zoom or with WebEx or with Microsoft Teams. Now here in our browser, we can either launch it from the browser or we can come here and we can start making some reports. Now it's organized in the way that we expect you to use it. As you can see, there's quite a few things that we can help you with. We're able to do budgets, currency conversion, consolidations, eliminations. There's quite a few things that we can do. But for today, I just want to take you through some of the easiest ways to make a report. Now for us, when you're building a report, it should be easy. So if you're taking a look at this, you'll see that we have a very nice platform that looks very similar to a spreadsheet. This makes it so that anyone can look at information and really start to fill in the gaps of what your ERP has maybe missed out on. Maybe you need a report that's going to give you information on your accounts payable. Maybe you need a report that's going to help you solve your sales orders. We're going to be able to take a look at a lot of that information and build out reports that make sense for that. Now, our palette is very important because it's the connection to your database, and it lets you have more and more information as you build through these different types of reports. Now, for us, we want to make sure that it's really easy for you to get information. So one thing I'm going to do today is just simply drag in an accounting cell. This lets us pull in a balance from any account in our chart of accounts. Now, this is because we're working with financials, of course. If we are working with operational, we want to take a look at some of the fields that we may need, and those will be available here. Now, for us, we can just simply say, you know what? I know exactly which account numbers I'm looking for and start typing them in. We can also use wildcards, so we can start something off and validate and see all the accounts that fall under that. Now, if we have questions and we don't know what we're looking for, we also have our full chart of accounts available to us. There's also a lot of nice tips and tricks when it comes to using groups and being able to create lots of reports all at once. Now, for today, I just want to show you an example of what we can do. Now, what makes this really nice is that if we wanted to pull in a report that just has our sales numbers in it, and we've already decided which account should fall into it, let's say we're just looking for our motorboat sales. We can go ahead and hit enter here and validate, and we can see that we have our motorboat sales 1 and 2, and it will grow with our chart of accounts. I'm going to go ahead and hit apply. And depending on what I want to pull in, I'll see that I have my actuals, my budget numbers. I can pull in from my ledgers that have actual, committed, requisition. Really, any one of these can be pulled from. And calculations. Now, this is one of the things that makes Synoptics very unique. We're able to pull in information using your fiscal calendar. So if you do year to date, we're going to be able to identify what your year to date is. Whether you do a 4-4-5 or you use January through December, we're going to know exactly what we're pulling in here. Now we can start off with a month, a year, absolute information. We can also do anything as granular as a day, which is really nice if we're doing things like AR or AP. But for today, let's go ahead and just pull it in for a month. We have very nice features like being able to move between time. So if we wanted last month, this would be a -1. If we wanted to go 2 months ago, -2. If we're staying with the current month, we'll leave it at 0. If we're working with revenues like we are today, we can simply reverse the sign. Let's go ahead and run this to take a look at what our balance is for July. Here we go. We now have our balance for our sales. We can drill into it and see exactly what's behind that and get down to the batches. And it looks like that's as deep as we can go. So it helps us really get down to the bottom of information. Now, this is just one style of learning to write reports with Synoptics. Synoptics can build out reports for you and create giant reports that give you the right details and trending information as you need. But this is a nice way for you to be able to very easily get the reports that you need ad hoc or customized and delivered so that Synoptics can help you have better insights for better decisions. Now, for a more tailored report, we can always come back and show you all the details of all the bells and whistles that Synoptics really has. And for that, you can just reach out to us and be happy to give you a free demo of how the features of Synoptics can help your business.